throughout the ages, there has been some great inventions. Some inventions were so great that they've been relevant since the dawn of time. Like the nigga who made fire. That is for real a comp discovery. Or you could say it's Colonel Sanders, the founder and creator of Kentucky Fried Chicken, which is one of the greatest inventions for the black community. Especially KFC in its prime, that thing there was an absolute peacemaker. And that is not an exaggeration, by the way, because I remember when I was 7 years old, everyone was sad, everyone was upset. But there was this one auntie in particular who was especially sad because it was their mother's funeral. But when my Uncle Glendon slid through with that 16-piece KFC bucket, that's when the entire mood changed. You would have just thought it was another family function. When they all saw those KFC buckets, their eyes lit up, their tears evaporated, and when they were all munching that shit, they looked way too happy, they looked way too jolly. But that's neither here or there. Now let's get into the greatest inventions of all time. So the third greatest invention of all time is the speaker. Ideally the JBL speaker, but if you're on a budget like me and you have an Anchor sound core, that is alright as well. But the JBL speaker in particular is an absolute peacemaker, just like the KFC. Because the speaker just brings a special type of vibe. Even if you're playing some dookie like French Montana, or even a podcast, the vibes will be there, purely because of the speaker. As long as some form of audio is coming out that speaker, it's guaranteed to be a vibe. I remember a couple weeks ago, a nigga was playing Lil Durk on the speaker, and for some reason I was bopping my head to that shit like that shit was hard. That's exactly the shit I'm talking about. The JBL damn near had me in a whole genjutsu. But thank God we were on the Spotify jam, so I was able to turn that shit up with extreme haste and speed, turn that Lil Nas X how it should be. And before you say that zesty, I guarantee if you play Lil Nas X on the JBL, 2 or 3 niggas are gonna be bopping their heads and singing along. And the JBLs are not just for setting the vibe right and having fun. If you're feeling sad, the JBL is there. Or if you're chilling with fine shit and you're trying to crush on, best believe the JBL is there. And me personally, I'd advise the LED light up JBL. And no, this shit is not promo in any way, shape or form. I'm just putting niggas on free game. So that's just even more reason why the JBL speaker is a top 3 invention of all time. Even the president keeps a JBL on him. I want to meet your madre, pay my respects to your padre, mi amor. And for the second greatest invention of all time, I was torn between AI and the PlayStation. But then I had to choose the PlayStation because the PlayStation really got us through some tough times. And when I'm talking about the PlayStation, I'm talking about the PlayStation 4. I'm not talking about no PlayStation 5. That shit there is a fucking fraud. When the world needed you most during coronavirus, you were nowhere to be found. You're talking about production issues. But the PS4 on the other hand, that shit there came in clutched. It fucking saved millions of people's lives. The way we would have just died of boredom if we did not have that PlayStation. During Corona, I was banging Fortnite on my PlayStation every single day with my friends. It was a fucking lifestyle. No showering, no brushing our teeth. It was just straight Fortnite.
I beg your pardon?
And if you were bored, you wouldn't just simmer down, just want to chill from the games a little bit. It had Netflix, it had YouTube, it had Crunchyroll, it had Twitch. You could watch damn near anything and everything. And yes, I know you could do all those things with a PS5 and probably could do it better since the PS5 does have slightly better quality and does have better frames per second. But where the fuck was a PS5 during a national pandemic? And the PS4 controller just felt so much better, and there was just so much lore to it. Like every single day I felt like I found out something new about the controller, and there's some things I still don't know about the controller. Like what the fuck is this thing here? Like what's the EXT thing? Like I've never known that. Can someone please tell me? But that's neither here or there. The PS5 does not have that. The controller's bland, boring, and then boys get drift way too easily. Cause when I'm playing Fortnite, I play for a couple days, I have drift. The PS4 controller, I've had 2 PS4 controllers since 2014 and I've never ever had drift on either of them. And on top of that, the PS5 controller is like £100 and I can't afford all that. So PS4 is going at the 2.
Tenjou Tenge, Yui ga Dokusan.
And just like how that edit you saw was not mine, it was Zweng's. I will leave his channel in the description. LeBron is not the greatest invention of all time. And the greatest invention of all time needs no introduction. You know what it is. You probably all have it in your homes. And it's probably saved your lives on many occasions. It's probably saved most young people from starvation. especially for those of you who are not Michelin star chefs like myself, it's an all-rounder. It can be used all season long. It can be used all the time. The fryer of air. The air fryer. But first and foremost, we need to show appreciation for the person that invented the air fryer. That nigga there deserves a Nobel Peace Prize, because that person somehow invented a machine that can cook anything edible and make it taste nice. And I mean anything. I see niggas air fry watermelon and that shit low-key looks good. Like it's turned people used to wash their chicken with bleach about 2 years ago into Michelin star chefs. Like bro, you can debate the other ones I put there, but you can't debate the air fryer. #1 greatest invention of all time. But hey man, that's a wrap. I'm making an embarrassing confessions video, so follow the IG and send me your embarrassing confessions. But if not, follow the IG anyway, like and subscribe, and remember this, you're the greatest invention of all time, if you choose to live up to your potential.
This was a Haywa production.